The popularity of the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo may be triggering a surge in youth sports activities. One local sports organization says they're now experiencing record participation at their Sacramento youth sports camps. Ryan Vermillion of Skyhawk Sports is here to talk about this surge and how it helps with kids' athletic and mental development. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Aubrey. How we doing?
We're doing really well. Obviously, the Olympics, such a hot topic right now. All eyes around the globe focused on Tokyo and the Summer Games. But I want to hear from you about how the Olympics may be factoring into kids and their interest in learning or trying new sports.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our programs that we have, so we offer 12 different sports, but just alone 5 or 6 of those sports are being currently held in Tokyo right now at the Olympics. So we've seen a very big uptick in track and field, basketball, soccer, particularly track and field during this summer. A lot of our track and field programs have completely filled up. A lot of it I would assume, has to do with the Olympics being in Tokyo, and a lot of these kids seeing what they're seeing on TV and saying, "Hey, I want to do that."
Well,
so it's been great to see.
Yeah, and we know that in the last year, 15 months, a lot of sports were put on hold. Talk about how excited the children and their families are to get back in the game, back on the fields and the courts.
One of the most redeeming things for me, being a manager and being involved in sports my entire life, has been seeing the kids' joy and seeing the parents' joy, really. I can't count how many emails I've gotten in the last few months after a program ends or even right before a program begins about parents thanking us for organizing this, thanking us for being out as a part of the Sacramento community. And that's more important to me than anything else. More important for me is getting those kids out there and getting them to enjoy sports, getting to enjoy a social setting again, really dialing it down that we want to get back to normal and they want to get back to normal as well. So what better way to do it than to get back out during summer and playing sports again?
Ryan, when we talk about the surge, how much of it you think has to do with the Olympics and how much do you think has to do with the fact that people were kind of stuck at home and now just ready to get out there and sign up for all these activities?
I think it's both. I think the Olympics, I think we saw a lot before the Olympics started, but right when the Olympics started, it really started to take off again. And like I said, especially the sports that are being offered, that are being televised during the Olympics right now, soccer, basketball, track and field. We saw a lot of registrations prior because everybody was just ready to get their kids out in programs, but especially those specific sports, those are the ones that we've seen a lot of registrations for, especially when the Olympics started in Tokyo.
Well, I can believe that. I remember being a little girl and watching some of the sports and thinking like, hey, I want to do that. I want to try that. So I believe it. Now, talk about Skyhawks camps and what you do beyond teaching the sports. You also teach life skills.
So our motto is we teach life skills through sports. So not only is a child going to learn the basic sports skills for the particular sport, or if it's a multi-sport program, but they're also going to learn life skills that they're going to use well after they're done being on the field or being on the court, for that matter. A lot of it has to do with good sportsmanship, respect, teamwork. We also, brand new this year, we also have a inclusion unit, which includes making sure that everybody's understanding that sports is for everyone. It's not just for boys and girls, it's for everybody. And everybody has the opportunity to learn. Everybody has the opportunity to have fun at our programs.
And it's summertime right now, so you're holding a lot of summer camps. Do you do any awards or special recognition?
We do. So depending on what the sport is, depending on what the actual program is, we have 2 different awards that we offer. So we have our Merit Award. Basically, it's designed to be hung up on the fridge to say, hey, I did something this summer. And then we have our player evaluation program that we have for our sport-specific programs, which actually lists their skill. It lists a scale of 1 to 5 on how they did for that particular program, but it also includes the life skills. How are they implementing life skills at the program? Are they showing good sportsmanship? Are they being a good leader? Are they showing exemplary teamwork? So a lot of that is very important in the development of a child, especially when it comes to playing sports.
So you're the Sacramento manager. What areas in Sacramento are your offerings being held?
So, just as far as we're concerned, Sacramento extends far more than just greater Sacramento area. Our programs go as far north as Yuba City. Our programs go as far east as Auburn and Placerville. We go as far west as Dixon and Davis, and then we go as far south as Elk Grove and Galt area. So we have programs all throughout that area, all year round, not just during summer.
Okay, very good. And you talked about the interest. So how have the kids been liking being back out there playing and learning and being competitive?
They love it. They love it. One of the best things that I love to do is that I don't just have an office like I do right now. My office is outdoors. So when I'm out at programs, speaking of which, I'll be out at a baseball program out in Roseville here today in a little while. And part of the best thing is I get to be involved as much as the coaches do and as much as the kids do. And it's really fun to do. I mean, it's really fun to actually be out there and just see kids enjoying and having fun again. Because I can't get enough baseball. I can't get enough sports, and I know it's the same way with them as well. And I constantly get emails and phone calls and parents coming up to me at programs and just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And just asking when the next program is. Are we going to be around for fall, winter, spring, all that? And the answer to all those questions, obviously, is yes.
All right. Well, we appreciate the information, and I'm glad you're getting those kids out there, getting them active and busy. If you want more information on their sports programming, you can visit skyhawks.com.